Hello and welcome to my Exsanguinate Seismic Trap Occultist League Start journey. Let's jump right into it. I level with Rolling Magma until I got to level 12 so I can swap to Lightning Trap and level with that until around 38 for another swap. Now I buy a pair of Deerstalker boots and switch with it to the right setup. After switching, the campaign was really chill, but at the same time a bit boring, like it always is. After finishing the tutorial, I gamble a bit with Faustus, so I can actually cap my res and jump right into maps. Like I predicted in my build video, this build is ideal for the League mechanic, with Exsanguinate clearing the enemies off-screen and Seismic Trap killing the Stranglers that somehow got through. This is a really nice experience. The tree mechanic is also very fun in my opinion and makes gearing extremely easy. But since my resources are limited, I still gamble a bit with Faustus to get some other better gear. And what can I say, people? Always gamble, it pays off. Dendroblade is basically an extra link and it gives a nice damage boost if you can satisfy the attribute requirements. In early maps I was using Obliteration, since boss damage wasn't really a problem with Seismic Trap, and better clearing is always nice. But after saving up a bit and dropping a Leaper's Arm myself, I decided to switch to my mid-game weapon, Cold Iron Point. This is an easy best in slot until I craft my endgame weapon later. These two items combined with the Minx Heart and a better belt crafted with the Deafening Essence of Zeal for trap throwing speed and a slight respec so I can fit a cheap cluster setup can lead to some crazy damage. After playing some more and reaching higher tier maps, I actually wanted to upgrade my chest piece again, so we gamble. And what can I say, people? Gambling always pays off. It's basically perfect. Sure, ideally a +1 to socketed gems, so an Empower would get a level would be better damage wise, but it's not such a big difference. And now I don't have to get an Empower, which is also expensive, and can just use a more duration support, which can be pretty good in some situations. But I can't get a 6-link right now because Tainted Fusings are too expensive for me. And by the way, the other chest that I gambled also sold quickly, so I made money and got an upgrade. Where's my amulet? It seems like I took it off 20 minutes ago to check something and forgot to put it back on. So I'm just using one that I still had lying around. Now onto the Ether and Exile quest fights. That went as easy as expected with a +4 chest piece. Now let's get a better amulet again so I can actually get into my first real farming strategy. I get a replica Dragon's Fangs flight since my initial plan to get a Whispers of Infinity got destroyed since the amulet is now an Uber drop. I'm already excited about the mana problems that I will have later. So onto the farming strategy. I switch into an Atlas tree that looks kinda like this and farm low-level Deli maps. I use 1 Delirium Scarab of Mania and 2 Delirium Scarabs of Paranoia for this strategy, since I can't be bothered to unlock the map device slots. Something that isn't really ideal, but whatever. The investment for one map is around 15C in Scarabs and a map. And since 8-point minion clusters are around 110C right now, and there are a lot of other clusters that are worth from 10 to 30C actually, this is a real nice strategy even in low maps. Sure, in T17s you would get even more money, but my build can't handle this right now, and this way it was actually almost chill with my current damage. After farming for a while and taking a sleeping break, the prices dropped a bit, so it isn't worth that much to farm anymore. By the way, I also put all the bad ones into a stash so I can vendor them later, and these are the results of that. This took me around 25 minutes to do, and if I hadn't got another 8-point minion cluster, this wouldn't have been worth it. Now that I have accumulated some currency, I can finally 6-link my chest. Also, I'm sure some of you are asking themselves what this flask setup is supposed to be, but I can't be bothered to fix my flask until I can actually automate them, because I hate pressing 2, 3, 4, 5 every 6 seconds. I also get a new pair of gloves so I can craft better boots for ailment immunity. So I get a pair with Fractured Suppress and throw deafening essences of torment on them until I get something good. The implicits were an absolute pain. I spent around 250C on getting avoid being shocked. But with these and a Storm Shroud rule, I'm at least ailment immune, right? Well, almost. I don't want to divine these boots, so I get an Abyssal Jewel with avoid being shocked. I also want to get a better belt with higher life, so I buy some Stygian Vice and throw essences on them until I get something good again. I guess we settle for this until further notice. Now onto the new farming strategy, farming the new breach bosses, but it seems like none of their drops are worth anything, so I stop after a few runs. Also, during these fights I notice that my mana costs are way too high for my liking, so I have to get 2 Poison Chance tattoos and switch Herald of Agony to Clarity. And since my bossing strategy was a failure, let's just Orchid go some Maven Witnesses, since I'm still missing 2 Voidstones anyway. At some point during farming I remembered that I wanted to upgrade my helmet. So I get a high life fractured base and spam deafening essences of loathing on it. This also helps a bit with my mana problems actually. And after spending 40C on the implicits, this is what I settled with. And with that upgrade, let's run a T17 and check how my damage is. Well, that seems pretty good. I'm actually surprised how much damage I'm dealing. So I check POB and it seems like I'm almost dealing 50 million DPS. But to be fair, the Fortress boss is actually the perfect target for this skill. It doesn't move around too much and it's big, so it gets hit a lot. So it could be that the damage on this boss specifically is actually higher than 50 mil. So now I want to try something new, bossing service. I actually wanted to try doing this for quite a while now, but I never came around to do it. And after some starting difficulties, because I underestimated my damage a bit and overestimated the reaction speed of the others waiting in my hideout to join, I got the hang of it and it started to become fun. And after around 3.5 hours, these are the results. Now I'm gonna liquidate these fragments to upgrade my build again, but I will do that in the next video. I hope my journey until this point was interesting to you and you had fun. If you liked the video, I would appreciate a like and maybe even a subscription, and see you in the next video. Bye.